Alright, so I've been getting asked a decent amount of times at this point if I could speak on this whole Helldivers situation. And like I said to a couple of people that I reached back to, even though this situation is common sense, like you don't need to play the game to speak on this matter, I still don't really feel comfortable speaking on games that I don't play. That might change in the not too distant future, but I don't really like talking about games I ain't playing, man. I feel like if you're going to speak on these games, you should be involved in that game. You should be in the trenches with that game. But like I said, you don't need to play the game really to speak on this matter. So I'm just going to mention it real quickly since I've been getting asked. You guys know I like both consoles. I've made videos goofing on the console warriors, especially in the year 2024. You know, I'm not about this console war bullshit, man. I like both consoles, but I am a PlayStation main. And that being said, what Sony is doing over there is some straight scummy ass shit. Doing all this nonsense just to pander to shareholders and meet quotas. Modern gaming people. The homie Fooly just dropped a video on all this junk, all this garbage, and he broke it down pretty good. He went into detail with it. This is something I've been thinking about for a while in a video and just never got around to it, but been thinking about it more since we got that tiny little bit of Battlefield news just recently. But if you guys have not watched Fooly's video, I will put a link in the description. I highly suggest going and watching it. He did a great job with it. Excellent video. He touched on so many things that I would have touched on. Honestly, for me to make the video the way that I wanted to make it originally, it would be moot at this point. I'll leave it over there with Fooly, man. We're going to have to switch it up. We're going to have to change speeds a little bit. I just seen Warner Brothers out here the other day. A whole bunch of posts about it, crying about losing $200 million on Suicide Squad. You know that live service game that everybody hates? Everybody knew they were going to hate it going into the game. Shit, I made videos talking about how I don't think this is going to be... I was nervous. I was worried about this game. My hands were tied with it, though. There was people here that were excited to try it out. There was no way I wasn't going to buy it for them. And since I bought it, I tried it myself, and it turned out to be the same old garbage we thought it was going to be before the game dropped. And now we got the EA CEO out here bragging about playing the new Battlefield and talking about how it's going to be a tremendous live service game. We've seen the developers over there at Battlefield. They've learned from their mistakes. If you go back and play Battlefield 2042 now, you'll notice the game is in such a better state than it was at launch. I always seen the potential there at launch, but the game launched like shit, man. A lot of people were out here complaining. They had reasons to complain. It was justified. One of the biggest reasons modern gaming is in the state that it's in is because the launches of these games. A launch is so important to the overall health of your game. People are just gonna dip, man. They get bored, they feel ripped, and they dip. Some will come back. Some will come back when you drop an update, you drop some new content, whatever. Yeah, some will come back, but a lot of people, they're just, nah, man, they're out. And it's not even just the old heads that are used to quality games from start to finish like we had back in the day. Even a lot of youngins are out here, like the homie Zoomer. He's like in his late teens, early 20s. He's always on my videos. He's always telling me about how he's going back and playing games that dropped before he was even born, man. He doesn't mess with these modern games, man. He's had enough of the bullshit. And enough with the goddamn live service, dude. I'm so tired of all these games and their battle passes chasing that Fortnite money. Live service is a fucking cancer. It's most definitely the suits calling the shots that make these decisions that are the problem. But they're just pandering to this new gen TikTok brain of gamers we got, man. Like, they got no attention span. When they get on, they need to feel like they're always getting like an instant reward every time they get on the game. Could you imagine if a game like Borderlands 2 dropped today? These new gen gamers, they wouldn't know what to do, man. Imagine, like, I've seen people just say bunker alone, farming bunker. I've seen people stream like farming bunker for a sham for like 12 hours straight, and they might get one. I definitely can't farm for that long, but I've seen me go at bunker for like a solid 4-hour session, and I was speed running it too, and I'd be lucky to get like 2 legendaries. None of them would be a sham, man. Like you had to put in the work, but you wanted to put in the work because the game was good. It was very good. Back with these older games, it was all about execution. We had stone cold developers, cold-blooded, and they had a vision for their game and they executed on it. The team behind them, the team was working with some soul, some heart into that project. Now it's a whole lot of agendas. It's a whole lot of quotas, pandering to shareholders, and sweet baby inkers and DEI hirings. And to make that even worse, instead of having the whole team worried about making a great game, making great content post-launch for that game, now we got a bunch of these developers worried about, let's just say Call of Duty alone. We got a bunch of these developers now worried about for every season, a battle pass for that season. Then you got to do the premium battle pass, the black cell, which you can only buy with cash that costs almost half the price of the game, that has all those items in the battle pass, and they just got to make them way cooler for the black cell. And they got to put a whole bunch of cool shit in there to make you feel like it's worth spending that type of money on it. And all the microtransactions, but they're not even micro, man. We're talking about $20 and $30 bundles for a skin, an operator skin for a first-person shooter, for a couple of camos for your gun. But if you switch up the attachments around, the gun doesn't look like that anymore. It looks like shit. These bundles are a complete fucking ripoff. And these gamers keep rewarding this business model. Now you got one hand that says, oh, well, it's their money. Well, not really their money. A lot of these people, it's their mommy and daddy's money. But anyways, it's their money. They can do what they want. That's right. I agree. It is their money. They can do what they want. But then you got the other hand. They're enabling and rewarding the nonsense. Now, there's a lot of people out here that play COD and only COD. That's the game they know. There's no true competitor out here. It's just, they don't like the direction the game is going in. They don't like some of the decisions that are being made, but the foundation is still there when you can finally find a decent lobby, a decent game. You're not getting screwed over by the bullshit, and that's why they still play it. And there's a lot of people that will try to use that for defense as well, too, and say, well, I ain't enabling any more than you. You still buy the game every single year because these people will buy the cheapest version of the game. They don't buy any microtransactions, and if they do pick up a battle pass, it's just with the free COD points that they have earned. And my answer to these people buying an entire game that they get to play for a whole year and then some, what's the alternative, man? Go ahead, I'll wait. I'll wait. Drop it in the comment section. Give me your competition. What, you gonna tell me Battlefield? Battlefield's nothing like Call of Duty. I like Battlefield. It's not Call of Duty. What else you got? Halo? Don't kill me, man. You're going to crack me the fuck up. You should be a stand-up comedian. What else? Give me some. X-Defiant? X-Defiant is not a true competitor to Call of Duty. It's close, but X-Defiant's not even here yet. Give me a game. Give me something where people got that tight, close quarters action, that silky smooth gunplay, perks, streaks, the whole nine. Give me a game that these people can go play that will give them that same fix. These people that have been playing COD for so many years. Give me a game. You don't have one, but you still keep running your mouth about this shit. I don't want these games turning into Call of Duty. I want Battlefield to be Battlefield. I want Battlefield to go back to being more hardcore like Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3 was and all that. Battlefield 1, such a fantastic game. I want Battlefield to be Battlefield. When I play Battlefield, which I don't play it as much as COD, because COD you can just jump on real quickly, get a couple quick games in, depending on how long it takes to find a lobby with their whack-ass matchmaking. But you can jump on for a couple games and get off, and it just suits my lifestyle a whole lot more. But if I got more time to game, well, then that's when I'm looking to play a Destiny or a Battlefield, shit like that. I want these games to be their own game. But there's no true competition out here, and these suits just pander to these new age of gamers that just need instant gratification, instant rewards, and they expect their hand to be held at all times. Like with my last couple of videos with the whole matchmaking and reverse boosting and everything else, there's grown men who were dropping comments on those videos who are newer at Call of Duty, talking about how it's unfair if people reverse boost because that means that they're getting smacked around by players that are better than them. Protection that I did not have when I was a noob, in Call of Duty 4. I got my ass whooped. There was nobody holding my hand. It was either get better or quit the game. I chose to stick around and get better because the game was a good game. It was made with love. It was made with some soul. The developers cared about what they were doing with Call of Duty 4. That's why that game is generational. But there's noobs on these games that expect to be protected by these developers and publishers. And they feel like they should be a god instantly on a game. And if not, they should not be getting smacked around because that's going to hurt their little feelings. This shit is absolutely ridiculous in a game that prioritizes engagement and skill over connection. Also in a franchise that used to have combat training for the noobs until a certain rank, league play for the sweats who love competitive, and pubs for everybody in between who wanted the best connection. These suits are making these terrible decisions because they're just pandering to these soft new gen gamers. That's why I feel like I got to give a quick shout out to Bungie real quick. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't been around the channel for a while, you guys know, like, Bungie, in my opinion, actually got worse with Destiny than when Activision was there. Like, I didn't even know how that was possible, but they really did. Bungie has been fucking up with Destiny for years now at this point. It got so bad that I actually quit for years. And it's funny because when I quit, they happened to drop one of their better DLCs in The Witch Queen. I have played it since then. I've gone back, you know, they dropped it on PlayStation Plus for free. They had it on sale and shit like that. I don't remember how I got it, but I got it and I played it. And it is definitely a solid DLC. I don't think it's on par with Forsaken or Taken King, but it was a solid DLC. And they happened to drop that right when I actually quit the game. You know, I'm going to pick up the Final Shape just because it's the end of the Light and Dark saga. They're bringing Cade back. You know, I was there in the beginning of Destiny. I really got tired of Bungie's bullshit. Bungie, with their monetizing everything. The store is absolutely bumping over there in Destiny in a looter shooter, which is the whole purpose of the game, is to grind for loot. You know, the store is bumping, though. That's where all the cool shit is, over there at the store. But I gotta give them props, man. They've been fucking up for a long time, monetizing everything, every little thing. Like, even dungeons. They monetize dungeons over there. Bungie has gotten so greedy ever since they took over Destiny. It's been embarrassing to see. Very frustrating. But I gotta give them some credit, man. They're actually, you know, Bungie went back to culinary school. They're over there cooking right now, dropping some free updates into the light. We got that Onslaught game mode for free. They're dropping a ton of weapons for free. Yeah, a lot of them are reskins of older weapons we had before, but they vaulted them out of the game. But we still got a whole bunch of them weapons back. They just gave us 3 new 3v3 Crucible maps. Like, we barely get one map like a year now. When they drop these full price DLCs that basically cost as much as a brand new AAA game, you don't see like any of this shit. So I'm hoping they, you know, I like what they're doing over there, man. Bungie, I got to give you some props. I like what you're doing. I hope you kill it with the Final Shape. You got to give us a whole gang of content, man. We need a bunch of Crucible maps. You need to throw a Gambit map or 2 in there. And we need some strikes, man. Some quality, high quality strikes. But I do like what you guys are doing over there. I got to give you some props. Bungie, you over there cooking? I like what you guys are doing. Keep it up. You don't need to monetize every little thing in your game to make money. Over delivery is a hell of a lot better than under delivery. Under delivery just pisses off your customers and they might not be back spending more money. But an over delivery, keeping your customers happy and they're on there longer, spending more money. That's all I got for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you on the next one.